Good afternoon. Everyone sit down, please. Thank you. My name is Jane Carrero. I saw some of you about 12 hours ago this morning. No. I am the Vice President for Health Affairs and the Dean of the College of Osteopathic Medicine. We are all here this afternoon to honor these graduates and to bear witness to their hooding and their oath-taking, which are the final steps in their long journey in becoming a physician. I'd like to extend an especially warm welcome to the family members of all the graduating students, many of whom have traveled very far to get here. We're so pleased that you've come to celebrate this time with us. We have several honored guests with us today who want to join us in celebrating the graduates' achievements. Mr. Vince Fury, who's trustee emeritus, Angela Westhoff, executive director of the Maine Osteopathic Association, David Skasha, who is representing the osteopathic physicians in the state of Maine with his wife, Terry. Thank you all for being here, taking the time. Doctors, you guys, I want you to look around. I want you to look around. Look around this place. Look how many people are here. Everyone here is here for you. Everyone here is filled with a happiness and a desire to share this moment with you. Relish it. Congratulations. Earlier today, the university awarded 164 Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine degrees. Since the creation of the COM in 1978, our medical school has graduated over 3,200 osteopathic physicians. And we have had a huge impact, not just in the state of Maine, but in New England and across the nation. Wherever our graduates are, wherever they go, they still remain part of the Unicom family. And in fact, today we have 2 members of the class whose parents also attended Unicom, and their parents are going to be hooding them today. And I hope in about 20 years I see some of you folks here hooding your children. Members of the class of 2017, you have accomplished so much, and we are all waiting and supporting you as we watch you move forward in your bright and wonderful futures. But you did not take this journey alone. There have been many, many people along the way who've supported and guided you, and they deserve your gratitude as well. Would the parents of the graduates please stand and be recognized? Please stand. And remember, Mom and Dad, they're doctors now, dinner is on them. Right? Absolutely. As my father said, I gave you life, you're buying dinner. There's another group of people here that we need to acknowledge. These folks have spent countless nights alone while you slog through Blackboard modules. Multiple weekends creeping around quietly while you study for boards. And numerous mornings getting up, making the bed, doing the dishes, because you left early to do rounds. Would the partners, husbands, wives, and significant others please stand? Thank you so much for your support. A word of advice for you folks. Residency rules limit the work week to 80 hours. That's plenty of time left for laundry, going grocery shopping, whatever you need. Okay? Don't let them pull that on you, 80 hours. Would the children of the graduates please stand? You've missed your parents, and look what they've done for you. So an institution of higher education is only as good as its faculty and staff. It's my distinct honor to work with these outstanding and committed individuals. I would like all the faculty and staff of Unicom to please stand, and I want to thank you personally. Please stand. This year's graduation is bittersweet for the college because it's the end of an era. We have amongst us a faculty member who has taught every single Unicom graduate, and he not only remembers their names, he remembers their grades. Dr. Mannion was hired to help start the College of Osteopathic Medicine by our Pioneer of Osteopathy medal recipient today. Dr. Fred Schwartz was one of the folks who hired him. Dr. David Mannion was hired, and he came here in 1978, and he's been a constant present. He has been a direct connection to our roots. He has been forward-thinking, held a view to the future, and he's been supportive of every dean, every faculty member, and every student who's come through here. Dr. Mannion, this is his last official job as a faculty member. Is going to be today handing out the hoods and hooding some of you, because after this graduation he will be retiring, and he will be sorely missed. Dave, could you please just stand so we can recognize you? Thank you. So I did mention that we had a recipient with us today, an honored guest, who'll be receiving the Pioneer of Osteopathic Medicine Medal. This is an award that was instituted in the college quite a few years ago. It honors these special individuals who exemplify the tireless dedication and bold pioneering spirit of the profession's founder, Andrew Taylor Still. Specifically, the award recognizes extraordinary service to Unicom and to the profession, and the medal is the highest honor given by the college. Here in the audience today, there are previous members who have previous recipients of the Pioneer of Osteopathic Medicine Award. Could those folks please stand and be recognized, because I know some of you are here. Oh, you got it. Yay. Thank you all for your contributions to the college. This year, the Pioneer of Osteopathic Medicine Medal is going to be awarded to a very special person who's been associated with the profession for many years and with the college since its inception, literally. Dr. Mannion, would you please escort Dr. Schwartz to the podium? Now, I do have to tell you folks that over the last several months, all I've been hearing from Dr. Mannion are stories that can't be repeated about the two of them. So they go back a long way, but we won't get into it. Dr. Schwartz received his degree from A.T. Still University's Kirksville College of Osteopathic Medicine. He was a founder of the University of New England College of Osteopathic Medicine and has been involved in the Chicago College of Osteopathic Medicine, helping to transform it into what we know today as Midwestern University. He has also been instrumental in the development of A.T. Still's University School of Osteopathic Medicine in Arizona. His passion for education provides multiple opportunities for future generations to be able to provide a distinctly osteopathic healthcare approach to the patients whom they serve. Dr. Schwartz has developed innovative curricula, including new methods where students participate in clinical education, whether early in their development as future physicians or as they move into clerkship education. Here at Unicom, we've been the recipient of his vision as he implemented many aspects of what now we call the IPE program. So the Interprofessional Education Program that many of you were involved in, actually in the late 70s, early 80s, Dr. Schwartz was doing that with our students, way ahead of the ball, if you will. For this and all that you've done for the College of Osteopathic Medicine and the University of New England, as well as the profession as a whole, today we'd like to honor you with this Pioneer of Osteopathic medal. This is what it looks like. It's now my great pleasure to introduce the University of New England's latest Pioneer Award recipient, Dr. Fred Schwartz.
Dear graduates, those who love you, those whom you love, what a thrill for me to be here. I want to express my thanks to the Board of Trustees and to Dean Carrero and the faculty for this absolutely stunning honor. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. What reached my mind first when Jane called me and said, we'd like to, and I said, oh my God, yeah, sure. What hit me first was how close we were to not having any of this. This big graduation that you had, a couple of thousand people going across a stage, this wonderful thing here, the fact that you've had a huge impact and will have a bigger impact on the future of the health care of this entire nation, because your example will live on even beyond what you do. All of that hung by about 5 different threads that could have broken in the early 70s when we tried to start this place. I'm not going to go through the things that are publicly known or the things that are not known about how close we came, but, you know, thin ice would have been better than what we were skating on for a large portion of that stuff. So why did we do it? Why did we get out there and try to do the impossible and actually have it happen? Well, the average age of DOs in Maine was 64. The average age in New England was 62. We had lost our connection with the Kansas City College because Wilbur Cole was retiring, and he was the only pipeline we had to get our students in. So we didn't have a lot of choice about trying to get this done. I graduated in 1969 from KCOM, and I was one of 15,000 DOs. There are now 100,000 DOs, and 1 out of every 4 medical students is a DO. Because after us came a deluge of other osteopathic colleges. How did that happen? Why did it happen that suddenly we were able to have this tremendous growth, bigger than any other profession in terms of the way that we grew? The reason is very simple, because we've got what America needs. You've heard other people saying they had what America needs. That didn't work. We've got what America needs, because the way in which we practice and the way in which we provide osteopathic medical education is what? We're sensitive to social determinants of health. We're interprofessional in the way we work. We treat the patient as a whole, the whole individual. That's what we're after. And we do it in a way that lifts up the community and lifts up community hospitals and takes the people who are at community hospitals and works with them and makes them into teachers. And then we make you into teachers, and we bootstrap ourselves into the future. The other way is too expensive. They've had this whole fight about the Affordable Care Act and what's going on now. I want to remind you about one thing. That's about health care financing. It's not about health care. The problem is we spend a lot of money on the wrong things. Then you worry about how to pay for it. The stuff that you do and the things that you're trained to do because of your very careful, very analytical, guidelines-driven, appropriate faculty, that's what's going to get us to the future. It's about the revision and change and adaptation of practice so that you only do the things that are needed. And that's what's going to drive things forward in the future. You are the opportunity for America to actually survive the so-called healthcare crisis. And if you think America has a healthcare crisis, let's go back to satellite level and zoom down and look at the whole planet. It's estimated that right now we're 1.3 million doctors short for the whole planet. If you're a woman in Africa, the odds are 9 to 1 that you will not see a physician in your prenatal care. If you're a physician graduating in India, the odds are 2 to 1 that you won't get a residency anywhere, ever. So what are we going to do about that? Well, I have the privilege of working now with a doctor by the name of Shetty, and we're not going to go into a whole detail now because we've got 165 hoods to put on. But what I want to tell you is that Dr. Shetty in the Cayman Islands, in Health City, Cayman Islands, you could Google it. Dr. Shetty has put together a hospital that is doing very high quality output at a fourth of the cost of what it costs an hour away on the U.S. mainland. Companies are now sending people over there to get their care. And we're working on plans to try and change what's going on globally. And so within the next couple of years, we're going to pick up about 1,000 African graduates who have no chance of getting postdoctoral education, take them to hospitals in India, develop the faculty there, and then train those graduates for a couple of years to do obstetrics and to do anesthesia. And we're going to change the face of healthcare in Africa. And once we do that, those people we trained are going to start medical schools. And it's India, it's 1.5 billion people, whatever it is, probably 100 medical schools. And it's my dream that they would end up being DO schools. So, here we are. Change is inevitable, change is constant. I don't know and I can't predict what it is that the world that you're going to be practicing in is going to look like. It's going to be different. It's going to have a lot more electronics in it. We know that much. It's probably going to be much more interprofessional. We know that. It's going to be challenging and it's going to be fun. And you need to always step back and look and say, am I improving the health of the community today? And if every time you ask yourself that question, am I improving the health of the community today, you are going to make a huge contribution. God bless you and keep you, and good luck.
Thank you, Fred. Now I would like to ask Dr. Patrick Benoit. Is that the first time anyone said that to you in public? Dr. Benoit, Dr. Benoit.
I always thought Benoit would sound pretty good on a microphone.
You think so?
Yeah. And guys, guess what? I got a microphone again. All right, and if this doesn't go well, Dean Carrero says I got a cap and do it again next year. So, laugh, and at the end, clap. All right, thanks. So, faculty, staff, alumni, deans, and most importantly, you guys, the class of 2017. It's an absolute honor to be up here in front of you right now. And I just want to start and talk about the first anatomy quiz that we had. I don't know if you remember, but we had to memorize the muscles, nerves, and blood supply to the upper back, what moves the muscles did and kind of all that stuff. And then we get in front of these intimidating anatomy professors like Dr. Shanky and Dr. Willard. And as I was hustling through my first answer, I realized that the cadaver laying in front of me was getting harder and harder to see. And it wasn't because the lights were going down or anything. It was because I was so nervous, I started sweating, and I fogged up my goggles. And I got really embarrassed, and I wasn't totally sure if I had what it takes to kind of cut it in medical school. And that was until I took the goggles off and looked around, and I saw all of you guys had fogged up goggles. Some people even sweat through their scrubs. We had done it, we had passed, and we had persevered through the first test of medical school. And I wish I could say that things were all downhill from there, but they got tougher, and I think quite a bit tougher. And through all these fogged goggles, we stayed resilient and persevered through IRATs and TRATs, CAPs and CCAPs, GEMS, VSAS, and ERAS, and a bunch of other wicked confusing acronyms. And we experienced the growing pains as our school undertook the task of developing 40 extra physicians a year, which I think they did a pretty good job. And we had to prepare for board exams that fixated on things like parasitic causes for watery diarrhea and the manufacturing of different poisons and toxins. And I think all you guys would agree that for a while it seemed like it was never going to be over. But I guess today it kind of is. And as we move forward to be doctors, I think everybody should know that this class is very special. You've got people in it that are entering every branch of the military. Some people are going to learn more at Ivy League institutions, and we have doctors headed to all corners of the USA. We've got an orthopod headed to Florida and a family med doc that's going to work on an Indian reservation in Washington State. We've got future ED docs heading to Utah and Manhattan, a psychiatrist going to Hawaii, pediatrician going to Minnesota, an internist heading to San Diego, Texas, and Cleveland, and there's like 164 of us, so you get the picture. So we'll stop there. But I also want to say that there's a litany of folks that are staying here in vacation land in the greater New England area. So for all you who aren't from away, check your doctor's credentials in a few years. It might not be long before one of these exceptionally qualified individuals may be caring for you. And so here we are at the top of kind of this tall, jagged mountain, and it seems like just yesterday that we kind of set foot. Our voices were shaky and our goggles were fogged, and we struggled through the first leg of our journey. And as we continue, I urge you guys to continue to be resilient. It's not about how things got there, it's about where things are going. Congratulations to you, Unicom 2017. I'm so proud of us all, and enjoy it now, because in like 3 weeks, we start climbing another very difficult mountain. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Benoit. Is that good? Okay, thank you. At this time, I would like to ask Associate Dean Kelly to please come to the lectern to call the names of the candidates to receive the hood for the Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine.
Will the faculty marshals please escort the students? Robert William Abdu, hooded by William Abdu, MD. John Andrea, hooded by Michelle Corolla, JD. Jason Michael Andreas, hooded by James Vaughn, PhD. Alexander Michael Baclini, hooded by Michael Baclini, MD. Patrick Harrington Bagley, hooded by Guy DeFeo, DO, class of '88. Patrick John Benoit, hooded by Joe Benoit, MD. Anthony Vincent Vergelli, hooded by Sarah Cathart, DPM. Jamie Lynn Bickford, hooded by Cheryl Weaver, PhD. Brock A. Bilodeau, hooded by David Mannion, Ph.D. Matthew Joseph Basaccia, hooded by Guy DeFeo, D.O. Travis Jaffrey Bouchard, hooded by Raj Wallover, MD. Michelle Rose Boylston, hooded by Bedford Boylston, MD. Stephanie Gale Brownthal, hooded by Hawaida Arafat, MD, PhD. Timothy William Brown, hooded by Raj Wallover, MD. Jarrett Evan Bruno, hooded by David Mannion, PhD. Thomas A. Burgess, hooded by Frederick Burgess, MD, PhD. Nadine Ray Byers, hooded by Ray Byers, MD. Taylor Joseph Byrne, hooded by Marilyn R. Gallucci, PhD. Marilyn Cadieux, hooded by Guy DeFeo, D.O. Krishan Shivam Chadha, hooded by Raj Wallover. MD. Robert Chang, hooded by Guy DeFeo, DO. Bethany Lynn Sharon, hooded by William Michael Toval, MD. Amy S. Chung, hooded by David Mannion, PhD. Andrew David Clark, hooded by Joseph Podolsky, DO 06. David Edson Clark, hooded by Victoria S. Teamy, DO 93. Matthew Earl Klukies, hooded by Donald Klukies, MD. Kirsty Rebecca Clune, hooded by David Mannion, PhD. Andrew Philip E. Connor, hooded by David Mannion, PhD. Edward Blodgett Cook, hooded by Frederick Mayo, PhD. Jennifer Elizabeth Couture, hooded by Daniel Caruso, JD. Alessa Crederoli, hooded by Victoria S. Teamy, DO. Suparna Dang, hooded by Sunderson Dang, MD. John William Dalbert, hooded by John B. Logan, MD. Michael Francis DeVella, hooded by Guy DeFeo, DO. Craig Thomas Dix, hooded by David Mannion, Ph.D. Chelsea Ann Dixon Dion, hooded by Michael Lacombe, M.D. David Michael Droza, hooded by Marilyn R. Gallucci, Ph.D. Daniel Arthur Dustin, hooded by Sheila Raimondo, D.O., 87. Shayna Dennison Eagle Feathers, hooded by Susan Fiore, M.D. Kieran Thomas Egan, hooded by Jeremy Apple, J.D. Megan Eileen Emick, hooded by Victoria S. Teamy, D.O. Kevin Lowry Estes, hooded by Wayne T. Branham, M.D. Kyle Pierce Ettinger, hooded by David Ettinger, M.D. Caitlin Martha Farrell, hooded by Morgan Bowling, D.O. Anthony D. Ferranti, hooded by Guy DeFeo, D.O. Jeffrey William Fisher, hooded by Laurie Dion, D.O. 16. Brittany Mimo Foster, hooded by James Foster, MD. David A. Ferlino, hooded by Cynthia Robertson, MD. Gregory Brian Galvin, hooded by David Mannion, PhD. Ian Donovan Garahy, hooded by Cynthia Robertson, MD. Matthew Robert Geringer, hooded by Lawrence Young, MD. Shika Goel, hooded by Norman Rubin, PhD. Edwin Goncharak, hooded by Andre Goncharak, MD. Jamie Lynn Gordon, hooded by Peter Klementowicz, MD. Aaron Lynn Goskamp, hooded by Mark Bigda Dio, 87. Melissa Lauren Gott, hooded by Matthew Gott, JD. James Richardson Lawrence Gray, hooded by David Mannion, PhD. Elizabeth Chayman Han, hooded by Douglas Han, PhD. Caitlin Austin Hansen, hooded by Mark Josephs, MD. Allison Esther Hartford, hooded by Glenn Piper Jr., DDS. Irma N. Hashmi, hooded by Nadeem Hashmi, MD. Sarah Beth Ashley Hedge, hooded by John Castellanos, DO. Catherine Iris Hill Leidecker, hooded by Carrie Bolander, DO. Daniel Benjamin Hodges, hooded by Guy DeFeo, DO. Timothy C. Haran, hooded by David Mannion, Ph.D. Connor J. Houghton, hooded by Joshua Morrison, DO 09. Jeremiah Wang Huang, hooded by Guy DeFeo, DO. Jesse N. Huff, hooded by Pamela Lewis, MD. Janine Lynn Jaha, hooded by Frank Willard, Ph.D. Christopher S. Cates, hooded by Guy DeFeo, DO. Betsy Mary Kadapuram, hooded by Priya Verghese, Farm D. Raymond Walter Keller Jr., hooded by Leland Stillman, MD. Matthew Moore Kerr, hooded by Melissa Moore, Ph.D. Kathleen A. Nipsher, hooded by Alejandro C. Strong, Ph.D. Jennifer Codella, hooded by Tara Doyle, DO 15. Stanley John Konechny III, hooded by David Mannion, Ph.D. Sai Manoj Kodapalli, hooded by Pat Sharma, M.D. Neil Alexander Krulowitz, hooded by Arthur Krulowitz, M.D. Caroline O'Connor Lefebvre, hooded by Daniel Lefebvre, Ph.D. Rocky Lala, hooded by Lalita Lala, M.D. Edison Tien Lee, hooded by Paul Razzacott, M.D. Laura Grooms Lee, hooded by Rod Grooms, M.D. Nathan Paul LeMay, hooded by Donald V. LeMay, DDS. Benjamin P. Lichtenfeld, hooded by Hub Brennan, DO. Hannah Martha Liebman, hooded by Jeffrey Liebman, DMD. Fair Liu, hooded by Ji Hong Chen, PhD. Christine Marie Lynch, hooded by David Mannion, Ph.D. Kasturi Malvia, hooded by Ashtutov Malvia, Ph.D. Himanshu Malhotra, hooded by Marilyn R. Gallucci, Ph.D. Timothy Palmer Marinelli, hooded by David Marinelli, M.D. Chelsea Elizabeth Martin, hooded by Guy DeFeo, D.O. Adam J. Matos, hooded by Nelson Matos, D.O., 98. Megan Catherine McAllis, hooded by Joseph Wiley, D.O., 90. Tatiana Sebro McIlvain, hooded by David Mannion, Ph.D. Ariel Mary McKenna, hooded by Guy DeFeo, D.O. Stephen Patrick McQuillan, hooded by David Mannion, Ph.D. Kelly Christine McVan, hooded by Marilyn R. Gallucci, Ph.D. Christine M. Madeiras, hooded by James Vaughn, Ph.D. Bishoy Adley Michaels, hooded by Guy DeFeo, D.O. Ineda Fortis Miranda, hooded by Gilda Morelli, Ph.D. Alan Kunke Mo, hooded by Guy DeFeo, D.O. Catherine Catherine S. Monaghan, hooded by Frank Willard, Ph.D. John Jeffrey Moscow, hooded by David Mannion, Ph.D. Jeffrey Matthew Moy, hooded by Guy DeFeo, D.O. J. Michael Munger, hooded by J. William Munger, Ph.D. Laura Ann Musser, hooded by David Mannion, Ph.D. Kristen Marie Nash, hooded by Ronald Mazziello, D.O. Carly Brandt Nesbitt, hooded by Garrick Slate, M.D. Jonathan Michael Nichols, hooded by Guy DeFeo, D.O. James Thomas O'Neill III, hooded by David Mannion, Ph.D. Paul Russell Ostadal Jr., hooded by Deborah Rustick, M.D. Jonathan David Packer, hooded by Amy Davidoff, Ph.D. Bhavin Bharat Patel, hooded by Amit Bakrak Patel, J.D. Jessica Lee Peeling, hooded by Raj Wallover, M.D. Casey Danielle Perot, hooded by Scott Rankins, DPT. Catherine L. Peterson, hooded by Robert Hawkins, M.D. Amy Pon, hooded by Saipon Pon, Farm D. Mia Pivorato, hooded by David Mannion, Ph.D. Anton Power, hooded by Guy DeFeo, D.O. John Prudenti, hooded by John N. Prudenti, J.D. Justin Quinlan, hooded by Raj Wallover, M.D. Sharmalia Ranghunandan, hooded by Mark Schenke, Ph.D. Amelia Louise Ramondo, hooded by Thomas Ramondo, D.O., 85. Fernando Ramirez, hooded by Guy DeFeo, D.O. Drew Crosby Ramsey, hooded by Aziz Masad, M.D. Nafpreet Rana, hooded by Rohit Gosan, M.D. Shaheen Rangwala, hooded by Shabir Abbasi, M.D. Julia Ringel, hooded by David Mannion, Ph.D. Dennis Joseph Rushlow, hooded by Joseph Wiley, D.O. Cassandra N. Rodriguez, hooded by Barbara Ann Moss, D.O. Christopher J. Rogers, hooded by David Antonio Avila, D.O. Joshua Russell, hooded by Paul Razzacott, MD. Joseph Christian Schmidt, hooded by Christian Schmidt, MD. John Jacob Schultz, hooded by Rebecca Rowe, PhD. Julianne Naomi Scott, hooded by Melissa Moore, PhD. Benjamin J. Siegel, hooded by Jeffrey Siegel, MD. Shalini H. Shah, hooded by Sejal H. Shah, MD. Raheel Irshad Sheikh, hooded by Hawaida Arafat, MD, PhD. Kathleen E. Sullivan, hooded by Aaron Clark, MD. Christopher Earl Talbot, hooded by Christian Schmidt, MD. Kassan Erica Tanner, hooded by William Michael Toval, MD. Shanida Tamashart, hooded by Peter Lee, MD. Abigail Lee Thomas, hooded by Richard Thomas, JD. Natasha Vindu Tobaran, hooded by Nanda K. Gopal, PhD. Paul Samuel Tomlinson, hooded by David Mannion, PhD. Anthony Mark Tremontosi, hooded by Mark E. Tremontosi, MD. Jessica Jean Truelove, hooded by Guy DeFeo, DO. Christopher Nathaniel Tupper, hooded by Thomas B. Tupper, MD. Zoe M. Waldman, hooded by Mark Waldman, MD. Robert C. Walker, hooded by David Mannion, Ph.D. Angela Wang, hooded by Marilyn R. Gallucci, Ph.D. Raymond Patrick Weber, hooded by Meredith R. Fergus, J.D. Nathan Wegman, hooded by Mark Shanky, Ph.D. William Brandon White, hooded by Guy DeFeo, D.O. Rebecca Annalise Williams, hooded by David Mannion, Ph.D. Kelsey Ray Wilson, hooded by Michael Lacombe, MD. Shannon Wilton, hooded by James P. Wilton, DPM. Julia Amon Nguyen, hooded by Kin Sein Yin, MD. Dana Michelle Yorks, hooded by Mark D. Schenke, Ph.D. Emily Shengral Zerba, hooded by Eileen Zerba, Ph.D. Peter Stephen Zylstra, hooded by Volkert Zylstra, M.D.
So Peter is the most popular person in every single graduation. And I want to thank you all for acknowledging him because, I mean, we all love Peter. He's just fabulous. We just love him. But now I think we really should congratulate all the graduates. Congratulations. And graduates, remember what I told you on Wednesday, right? Stuff like this is going to feed that fire inside you. And when you get to those days when things are not like this and they're feeling pretty bad, think back to moments like this. Because all these people, even though they might not be with you at that moment, we're still all there with you in spirit. We still all support you, okay? At this time, I would like to ask Dr. Ryan Smith, class of 2010 and past president of the Unicom Alumni Association, to please come forward to administer the osteopathic oath. Ryan.
Good evening, everybody. I have to unzip this to get my glasses out to see what I'm doing. So, hi, everybody. So I am the last piece that stands between all of you and dinner, so I will try to keep this fairly soft and to the point, but this is actually one of the most important parts of the ceremony, and that is the osteopathic oath. And it's also one of my favorite parts about being the alumni president, now the past president. I think this is the 5th time that I've done this, and it's always the highlight of my year to look out upon you all and see how you all have changed from the first day of classes to the psych system to where you are now, graduating and going off into all so many different places. And it really does fill my heart with joy to see you all graduating like this. Today represents a spot on the path which started 4 years ago, in some cases more than 4 years ago, when you all were preparing for the MCAT and going through all those laborious hours doing that and applying to medical school. It's a very long journey, as you all know. As you close this chapter in your life, a greater one is about to begin, and that is of residency, which starts in about 6 weeks, so you guys all better be ready for that. To the families of the new physicians, be proud of all of their achievements. The road was long and difficult, and the challenge is great. The experiences built strength of character and unforgettable memories. While the future holds more challenges, it also yields more rewards, more confidence, and more wonderful experiences. To all of my new colleagues, I am proud to call you my fellow alumni. I ask and I challenge you to mentor those students behind you and to teach them your art just as I and others have taught you. Strive always for the best interests of our profession. It is now my honor and privilege to administer to you the osteopathic oath and welcome you into our great profession. The pledging of the osteopathic oath is a time-honored tradition that binds your word and your actions to our profession and has been sworn by all doctors of osteopathy who preceded you. Take this oath, let the words sink in, live them every day, and build your practice of medicine with these words in mind. Doctors, please stand. Raise your right hand, not your left, right, okay, good. And repeat after me. I do hereby affirm my loyalty to the profession I am about to enter. I will be mindful always of my great responsibility to preserve the health and the life of my patients, to retain their confidence and respect, both as a physician and as a friend, who will guard their secrets with scrupulous honor and fidelity, to perform faithfully my professional duties, to employ only those recognized methods of treatment consistent with good judgment and with my skill and ability, keeping in mind always nature's laws and the body's inherent capacity for recovery. I will be ever vigilant in aiding the general welfare of the community, sustaining its laws and institutions, not engaging in those practices which will in any way bring shame or discredit upon myself or my profession. I will give no drugs for deadly purposes to any person, though it be asked of me. I will endeavor to work in accord with my colleagues in a spirit of progressive cooperation and never by word or by act cast imputations upon them or their rightful practices. I will look with respect and esteem upon all those who have taught me my art. To my college I will be loyal and strive always for its best interests and for the interest of its students who will come after me. I will be ever alert to further the application of basic biologic truths to the healing arts and to develop the principles of osteopathy which were first enunciated by Andrew Taylor Still. In the presence of this gathering, I bind myself to this oath. Doctors, I hereby confer upon you all of the privileges, rights, and responsibilities herein bestowed as a doctor of osteopathic medicine, and I welcome you to the Unicom class of 2017. Let's have a round of applause.
Got to do both. Okay, so some of you folks who are new to the profession may have noticed that we do a lot of hugging in this profession. You guys may be seated. We do a lot of hugging because it increases oxytocin, and oxytocin puts people in better moods. And God knows we all need that. I would like to offer my personal congratulations to the class of 2017 for all your accomplishments. I remember a time when half of you wanted to string me up. I'm glad that isn't the case anymore. I wish you much happiness and success. I wish you much happiness and success in your lives. I'm going to ask the audience to please wait for the procession to leave before you leave your seats. I'd like to invite you to a reception outside in front of Merrill Hall where we can take pictures and meet with your friends. I want to thank everyone for coming today. It's wonderful for the graduates. We all love to participate in this, and for those of us who've been through it, as graduates, it's something that we hold in our hearts for the rest of our lives. So thank you all very, very much. And students, no, doctors, thank you for 4 years ago choosing to come and join our family. Thank you.